Hello everyone, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can customize your script in Unity Engine. First of all, we're going to create a new script. If we want to change the appearance of our script in the scene, we could simply click on this icon, choose others, and we can choose the icon that we want. Now this will cause a recompilation for our code. This will simply change the icon of our script in the project files and in the appearance of our scene. I'm going to attach the script, and as you can see, I can see the icon here very well. Other things we can use to customize our script are the Unity attribute. Attribute allow us to customize our script and the appearance in the inspector. I'm going to declare a few variables to our example. Now as you can see, I defined those few scripts. This is what our script will look like in the inspector. First of all, we're gonna start with the header. The header allows us to create titles for a certain amount of variable of a certain use. As you can see, the header seems to create a boolean text that define and describe our variables and what could be used for. Another attribute that we are going to use is the space. The space attribute allows you to create a certain space between variables. As you can see, there is some space between our string variable, which is age, and our skin color. Another attribute will be the tooltip. Tooltip allows us to add an informations for each variable. As we can see, whenever I hover over the variables in the inspector, the description in the tooltip will be shown up as an extra information. Another attribute is the range. The range allows us to put a slider of our integers or numbers of a minimum and a maximum range. As we can see, each of our numbers has some sliders that can define the lowest and the highest amount. Okay, can. Our integer is lowest is 8, the highest is 20, same for our float and double. Another attribute related to numbers is the min. The min attribute will define the lowest amount of our integer. As you can see now, I can't go lower than 5 in our integer, and if so, the default will return back to 5. Same for our float and double. You can't go below the minimum that we have defined in our min. Another one is a hide in the inspector attribute. This will allow you to hide public variables in your inspector. As you can see, our color does not appear in the inspector anymore, but still be serialized. Another important attribute is a disallow multiple components. If we go here, we can see that we can add multiple scripts and instances at the same time. As you can see, multiple of them can be attached to the same game object at the same time. If we don't want that to happen, we can use the disallow multiple components. If we want to add the script again, we can see that we can't because we are using the disallow multiple component attributes. We can use this to prevent multiple components to the same game object. Another one is the requiring component attribute. We can use this attribute to add an extra component if needed in our script. For example, here if this script is a character controller and we use the rigid body, whenever we add this script, the type of component will be automatically added, which is the rigid body in our case. For example, I want to remove the component. If I want to add the script again, as you can see, the rigid body has been automatically been attached. And I can't remove the rigid body because in this case the example script will be dependent on. Another attribute is a help URL attribute. An example, if you get this script from a certain place or there is a certain information available in some website or community, you can add a link here so it will take you to that specific website so you can view the information anytime you want to. As you can see, our script now contains this question mark icon. If we click on it, it will take us to the link that is given in the help URL attribute. Another attribute that can be used in enum is the inspector name. The inspector name allows you to change the naming and the appearance of an enum in the inspector. As you can see here in our script, instead of having none or one, we have nothing and number one. We can use this. The second attribute is the multi-line. We can use the multi-line on our strings if we want our string to contain multiple lines instead of the single line that is default in the inspector. As you can see here, our age contains multiple lines. Now we can define how many lines there should be appeared in the inspector. As you can see, no more than 2 lines appear in our inspector, but of course we can still go and use another line. Another related attribute is the text area. Now, as you can see, the text area make our appearance in the inspector same as multi-line. The difference that text area doesn't treat the string by line. As you can see, whenever we reach the end of the line in our inspector view, the text area by default go into a second line. Of course, here you can define the minimum and the maximum line for your text area. As you can see, now there is 2 lines as a minimum, and at maximum there will be 6 lines. More than that we can scroll down in our text area. Our next attribute is the non-reorderable. We can use this attribute to prevent a reorder of the elements in an array or list in the inspector. For example, each of our arrays consists of 5 elements. As you can see, in a normal array, I can simply reorder the element inside it. But in the second array that uses our attribute, I cannot reorder its element. Same goes for list. As you can see, we can use this attribute to customize our component and its appearance in the inspector. In the next video, we will be showing you how to customize your script and its appearance in the inspector using the editor's script. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and I would like to see you on the next time.